Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to the Cruise News. Alright, we're going to start off with Cunard Cruise Lines. The Queen Mary 2 was scheduled to arrive in New York this morning to disembark passengers and embark the next set of passengers for a transatlantic cruise. Well, the Queen Mary 2 is going to be late. So there was a medical emergency on board the ship. The ship had to divert and dock in Halifax, Canada. There was too much fog, rough weather that prevented a helicopter extraction from the ship. They actually had to go into port, and that is what has caused the delay. Now, they are expected to still arrive in New York today around 3 p.m. New York time. So they should actually probably be pulling in right about now. But of course, that does cause a delay for any of the passengers that are scheduled to embark on the ship. But Cunard has sent out a notification to them, letting them know about the situation, and they are doing what they can to take care of those passengers. As you will not be able to embark at the original time, the pre-arranged transfer will be taking you to a conference facility at the New York Hilton Midtown, where there will be comfortable seating, light bites, refreshments, and a representative on hand to answer any queries that you might have. So they're going to be moving those passengers over to the Hilton, got a comfortable place for them to be, keep them out of any kind of weather, keep them cool, keep them fed, keep them something to drink, and they do have cruise line representatives there to answer any questions. This is not something that's Cunard's fault. Medical emergencies happen, but they're taking extra steps to take care of their passengers, and that is always a good thing. Next, MSC Cruise Lines, they have announced that they are going to be closing their private island destination of Ocean Cay. Now, this isn't a permanent closure. It is a temporary closure, but they are going to be closing their private island for 6 weeks in order to update the island. So they're going to be making some changes, doing some construction. Now, while they have not announced exactly what the changes are going to be, they haven't said what they're going to do yet, it's going to be enough that they're closing the whole island. So they don't want any cruise passengers on the island, which sounds like it's going to be quite a big project. They need no passengers there. It's not like they're doing it a section at a time. They're going to do it all at once. Now, Ocean Cay is going to be closed April the 7th, all the way through May 22nd of 2024. Now, this is going to affect 4 different MSC cruise ships: the Seashore, the Seascape, the Divina, and the Meraviglia, and will affect 30 different sailings. So a lot of sailings are going to be affected by this closure. So now, depending on the cruise ship, the sail date, the length of the cruise, you're going to see different itinerary changes all across the board. They said some of the cruises may substitute Nassau, Bahamas. Some of the cruises may substitute Roatan down in Honduras. MSC Cruise Lines is currently working on updating all of the affected itineraries and should be done with the changes by July the 5th. So after July the 5th, you should be able to see any of the changes that MSC has made to those affected sailings. Now, there is also the possibility that some of those cruises may just be canceled completely. There's also the possibility that some of the cruise lengths will be changed. They said some of the cruises could actually end up being longer. And for any of those cruises that change length, get longer, those extra days will not cost the passengers anything. But like I said, MSC is still working on these itinerary changes, and they won't be available until after July 5th. Now, for the guests that are booked on the affected sailings, they do have a couple of different choices. Now, one, if you don't mind the itinerary change, you just want to continue on and be on your sailing, then you don't have to take any additional action. Just keep going, and you're going to stay booked on that sailing with whatever itinerary change that MSC puts in. You also have the option to move to a different MSC cruise between April the 1st and October the 31st. Now, it needs to be the same cruise length, the same cabin type, and if you move over to that cruise, there will be no penalties or fees, change fees, in order to switch cruises. And finally, you have the option to simply cancel your cruise altogether and receive a 100% refund. Now, Ocean Cay, it's one of the newest private islands that the cruise lines have out there. It's only been open for just a couple years, but they're already ready to do some updates and make some changes, most likely due to customer feedback that they have received over the last couple years. So it's going to be interesting to see what changes they do make. What are they upgrading? What are they changing? What are they adding to MSC's private island? As soon as we hear any information about it, of course, we will let you guys know. And that's going to be your cruise news for today. If you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.